Hi everyone. I wanted to present to you today the 3-week curriculum for the Antidote by Susan McCormick. So I'm going to walk you through all the components of this curriculum, including the interactive student digital workbook. There's also a medical journal included for your students, as well as a curriculum guide and overview for you to use with your students as well. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the document that I am in right now. This is the actual curriculum. So the way it's laid out, it's separated by week. So you'll see here's week 1, and it's broken down by the vocabulary section. So here are all the words that are featured in week 1, and when you click here, you will be taken to Quizlet, where there is already a list generated for week 1 vocabulary. And in the vocabulary set are the definitions in the context that they are used in the novel, as well as pictures to go along with the words. The next thing you're going to see is week 1, day 1, and then the activity for that section of the text, as well as the chapters. So you'll see there are learning targets, and then it's separated by chapter. And any activities that are here, or any links, they're going to be listed here. And I'll show you what that looks like on the student end in a moment. And then at the end of each day, these are the teaching activities. So there are videos, there are charts, and there are questions for students to answer. There are comprehension questions for every single chapter. You'll see the layout continues the same way. And then when we get to week 2, you'll see that it's the same breakdown again. So the next document I wanted to show you is the student digital workbook. So if you click on this link, it will direct you to make a copy for yourself. And the student workbook is something that you can upload onto Google Classroom and assign this for your students. Now, the beauty of this, since it's a Google slideshow, you can modify this however you need to for your students. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in presentation mode. And you'll see it's broken up again by a day. So this is what your students would see. So week 1, the vocabulary list. This is the link to Quizlet that I just showed you, but your students can access it here. And then the days are broken up by the chapters that are assigned. Anything that is in blue in this document is a link to either a resource or another part of the slideshow. So I'm going to show you what day 1 looks like. So day 1 brings them to their medical journal, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. Now, throughout the novel, there's medical terminology and diseases that are mentioned, and the medical journal is going to give them background knowledge on those diseases, and they're going to do some looking at that on their own too. And then they can just go through the presentation like they would a book. So you'll see that there are videos embedded, there are questions, there's activities. So you'll see that the focus for chapters 2 through 5 is the exposition. There's a mini lesson here on the elements of plot. Down here, there is an elements of plot document that students can begin using, and they can map the plot as they navigate through the novel.
Hello, readers.
And you'll see it continues in this format as you work your way through the book. So day 2 is here. There's also anchor charts and more videos and anchor charts. And there's also activities and videos embedded for every single chapter and every single section of the book. So here's week 2. You'll see it's the same format as week 1. And then I wanted to just show you the last slide, which is the final project. So there are some final projects in here as well. They're embedded in the slideshow. There's a choice board here. There's a writing piece here. They both have rubrics attached to them as well. So all that work is done for you. And again, you can modify any of this as you need to or want to. And then the next thing I wanted to show you, if you go back to your curriculum guide and you click on the medical journal, you're going to be prompted to make another copy. And when you make a copy of this slideshow, it's going to look like a notebook. And we're calling this our medical journal because this is where students can see videos and information about the different diseases and medical ailments featured in the novel. So the first thing you would do is assign this to Google Classroom or any other type of learning platform that your school may use. And students have the choice. If you look on the left here, you'll see that there's several options for them to have different covers. They can put their names on this. And then when they get to the table of contents, you're going to see the diseases that are featured in the book. And it's featured by chapter. So whatever chapter that disease is mentioned is listed next to the disease. And if you go to one of those slides, you can just click on it. Each disease or medical illness has videos attached to it, as well as diagrams and pictures, and just a simple graphic organizer for students to fill out to see what they've learned and to have them really think about the information presented to them. This yellow house button, if you click on that, it will take you back to the table of contents, and that's the medical journal. Now all of this that I've just shown you is in the guide for the curriculum, and you'll see that like chapter 39, the video that is in the medical journal is also listed in this guide. So you know exactly what videos go with what chapters in what order at what piece. And that is our curriculum for The Antidote by Susan McCormick. I hope you and your students enjoy this novel and enjoy this curriculum.